You're listening to Premier Gospel, the voice of UK gospel. And today I'm really excited to be speaking to one of gospel's favorites. We love him here at Premier Gospel. I know you love him as well. We all listen to his music. We love, love, love him. He's none other than Grammy, multi-award winning, Grammy Award, Stellar Award. He's won them all. He's a music director. He's a songwriter. He's an artist. He's a singer. He's a choir director. I mean, he does it all. He literally does it all. And today I'm so honored to be joined by none other than drumroll, Mr. Donald Lawrence.
Oh, hello, how are you?
I'm really well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I am great. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me as well.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. So, before we get into anything, I want to be courteous. I need to ask, how is Deja?
Oh, you know Deja. She is such a star. Everywhere I go, they're always asking me. Well, let me just say she was being Deja today. So I had to give her a little doggy CBD so I could get through these interviews because she hates for me to be talking to anybody involved with anyone other than she and I. So she's kind of asleep right now. And she
Okay.
probably heard her name and she'll probably come over here and bother me and not let me get through this interview clean.
Sure, sure. Now,
Yeah.
if you're tuned in and you don't know who Deja is, you need to follow Donna Lawrence on social media. Deja is his beautiful white puppy. She's so gorgeous, and everyone knows her. So, if you're not following Donald on social media, make sure you follow him and you find out all about beautiful
Deja.
Deja. Deja.
Everyone asks me everywhere I go, where's Deja? Did you bring Deja? And I say, no, I left her with a sitter because if I brought her, she would not let me work.
Is
It
she
would
going
be
to be
all
com-
about Deja.
Is she going to be coming to London?
Oh no, 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 no.
No.
I have too much to do when I come over there. See, the thing is, she won't let anyone hold her if she sees me. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. She will turn in London out.
Okay, so Deja's going to stay in
She's gonna
Chicago.
stay in the States, so I could get done what I have to get done there.
Awesome, awesome. Now, family, today I'm going to be speaking with Donald Lawrence about a lot of things. We're going to mainly speak about an incredible event that's going to be happening right here in London the next couple of weeks. You know, we could talk about his music all day, all night. But today we really want to focus on the event. It is a choir event. It's taking place on the 28th and the 29th of April, literally just a couple of weeks ago. I can't believe we've only got a couple of weeks to go because they started
Yeah,
promoting this event last year. And what we've
yeah.
seen, the event is literally around the corner. It's the
Honestly.
International Choir Gathering. So, Donald, I want to find out, what was the vision? How did you birth this initiative? What brought it to life?
Well, the mission is this: inspiring the next generation of choir creatives. It's all things choir and how to inspire the next generation of choir masters, songwriters for choir musicians, and that. But this is not a new event. It's an event that was started in 1979 by my friend, my brother, my mentor, Mr. Oh Happy Day himself, Edwin Hawkins. Prior to he started this in 1979. It was called Music and Arts Seminar, and it introduced us to some of the greatest artists. Actually, it introduced us to LaShawn Pace. It introduced us to Yolanda Adams. It introduced us to John P. Key. They all kind of came through Music and Arts Seminar in the States. Prior to him passing away, which was I got to see him 4 days before he passed away. He wanted me to come in and hang out with him for a while, and he made me promise that I would move his legacy forward. So what you see is this is actually the relaunch with me taking the helm of it. And what I did was I rebranded it as Music and Arts Global because I wanted to take a more global approach to the event. And that's what it is. So that's how it got started. Why am I doing it in London? I've been doing master classes around Europe, and I've created such a great network of friends and choirs that I connected with. So I decided, hey, instead of me coming to all of you every year, why don't one year all of you meet me in London? So that is what's happening. I got choirs coming from Sweden, from Switzerland, from Spain, from Italy, from Latvia, from Ireland, from America. We're all going to meet there in London, and we're going to celebrate choir music and choir creatives.
You know, I'm certain that that's everyone's question. Why London? You've answered it. We're so excited and we're truly
Oh, why
honored.
not London? London is such a cool place. It's got theater, it's got fashion, it's got food, it's exciting, it's got great talent. I got good friends there. So yeah, I think that's the most central place that I thought everybody could just meet and we just come and have a great time. And I think they're all excited. It's really hard to get people from the States to come abroad a lot. They sometimes feel like everything is American. I'm saying, you guys, this is a huge world up there. America doesn't have everything. You need to go see stuff. So they're really excited to come and just hang out in London for a week. So a lot of them are coming even earlier in the week so they can kind of get the London experience.
And it's interesting you say that because I have a lot of American friends who don't even own a passport because they literally don't go outside America at all.
Absolutely, especially Black Americans.
Yeah.
They just figure like, oh, everything is here. But I'm like, you don't know the world until you really get outside of America. And then it just opens your eyes a totally different way. So I'm pushing for a lot of them to come over and hang out. And a lot of them are really excited. So yeah.
So, what are your expectations for these 2 days? I know it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. What are you trusting that God will do over these 2 days?
Well, actually, it's 3 days. We start literally Thursday night at 6 o'clock. It's what I call Global Choir Session 1, Global Choir Session 2. We get 2 sessions on Thursday night. You get three on Friday, and then you get three on Saturday. So really what I expect to happen is besides God to come and just inspire, bless, fill people's hearts with love. And also the gospel is the good news that we spread that around the globe. Because I think when people come together as one, there's a lot that can happen when we unify like that. And most importantly, I wanted to inspire the next generation of choir creators. I wanted to create a space where choirs could come together, network with each other, share love. And another part is this from my heart is I think that when it comes to gospel music, America comes to Europe and sing to you. I wanted us all to sing together. And that is my real heart, that to see us all singing on one stage together. And that's why I kind of wanted this to be a global choir where we all come together. I call them my international choir, and I just treat them like they my choir. Say, okay, y'all, come, we're getting ready to sing. Y'all got to get to rehearsal because we got to learn these songs because we're all singing together and we're all one. And that's what this is all about.
Family, you're listening to Premier Gospel, the voice of UK gospel. And today I'm speaking with none other than the legendary Mr. Donald Lawrence. We're talking all things choir. We're talking about the forthcoming music and arts global event taking place right here in London from the 27th to the 29th of April. It's literally just a couple of weeks away. Now, the event is taking place at Rurik City Church, the Kilburn branch, and you need to get your tickets. So go to musicandartsglobal.com. Donald, I want to ask you, I know this event is primarily a choir event. Smaller church choirs are probably going to think, this is probably for the big church, for the mega church choirs, not for, us little choirs that are doing our little things in our corners, struggling a bit. What would you say to, the smaller choirs who think that this might not be for them?
Well, I would tell the smaller choirs come and be a part of the big choir because we're all singing together. So it's not like I'm separating everybody into their own space. We're making one big mass international choir. So it's for small choirs, it's for big choirs, it's for medium choirs, it's for single individuals. If you a great first tenor, come and sing. If you're a soprano, if you're an alto, if even there'll be a couple of songs where I might do SATB, which means soprano, alto, tenor, bass. So it's for everyone. It's not just separated for the big choirs or the professional choirs. It is a singer's event, but if you think you can hold a tune, come on. And if you can't hold a tune, come and stand and clap a little bit and then jump in where you can get in and fit in.
If you can't hold a tune, you are still very much welcome. So if you're a choir director, you are a music director, you're a pastor and you're tuned in, you want to register your choir, you want them to be at this event. Let's come together, let's glean from some of the best and let's sing together. Let's lift up one voice, sing our soprano, our alto, our bass, our tenor together. Just really glorify God. It's going to be a great time of teaching and we're going to learn so much. We're going to be imparted with so much. So make sure you are there. Now, Donald, everyone knows you to be, when it gets to choir music, Donald Lawrence, he is the man. if we're really honest, if I can be brutally honest, I think that over the last couple of years, choir music has been on the slight decline. It's kind of picking up again, but you've been a real ambassador for choir music over the years. How can we ensure that choir music stays strong and stays alive in the light of CCM and worship and all the different genres which are coming up these days? Because back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, many choir music, you didn't have too much hip hop and too much reggae gospel, but right, you got all of these genres, and choir music is kind of getting lost in the mix of all of that. How can we keep choir music strong?
Well, I think the way we keep choir music strong is we realize that choirs is what kind of birthed just about everything that you're hearing. It has brought to the world the best singers on the planet per any genre. Whitney came from the choir. Aretha came from the choir. If you talk to anybody, Beyonce sang in the choir. Like so many people sang in the choir. It's really it's what I call the choir is like a non-accredited conservatory of music. It has given us the best musicians, the best singers, the best creatives. Why would you get rid of the school? Because that to me, that is one of the reasons why talent today is not as skilled as it used to be some years ago. They didn't take the time to learn, get the ear training that the choir brought. And I think that that's one reason why the choir should be here. Next, it's a part of culture. You never get rid of anything that's a part of a fabric. So I think that that's cool. I'm glad to see it starting to come back. And more importantly, this is the funny part. Choir music never really went away. It just went away in the area where it was supposed to be, because over the years, I'm always seeing it on the Oscars. I always see it on the Grammys. I see it at the fashion shows. It's inside commercials. It's on Broadway. It's everywhere else, except for the place where it started. They started getting rid of it in the church. I will never be able to understand that. The other part about it is I think that people missed was they looked at it about the music, but what they didn't realize is that when you broke up a 60-person choir, you broke up a 60-person family, and then you left people misplaced. And that's the whole thing. The community of choir kept some families together. It was a safe place for people who are alone. And I think that more importantly, beyond the singing, you want to make sure you have that, because it has saved some people's lives, saved some people from depression, saved some people from suicide. Don't get rid of a family. A family is important. And I think all of that is the reason why you should never get rid of a choir. And a choir is just beyond even gospel music. A choir is a body of people singing together. So, that all of those are the reasons why I think choir should never go away.
If you're listening and you're a pastor and you've gotten rid of your choir, you only have your worship team now, we encourage you, put together your choir. Let's keep choir music alive. Well, today I'm speaking with Donna Lawrence. We're talking about the International Choir Gathering, the Music and Arts Global, taking place from the 27th to the 29th of April. It's going to be a fantastic event. There are going to be choir sessions, master classes, concerts as well. We're all going to be singing together. So he is going to be bringing some incredible guests. Now, from the UK, we've got, one of our absolute favorites, Volney Morgan. He's going to be there. We love Volney. But also coming for this event is Maurice Fitzgerald, Vincent Bohannon, who I spoke to yesterday. Cedric Thompson is going to be here as well. Calvin Rogers, Dwayne Woods is going to be here. Anthony Brown is going to be here. Derek Hall is going to be there here as well. Derek Starks is going to be here. And a host of other amazing artists. Family, you need to be there. If you're a choir member, if you are a music minister, if you are a Christian leader, you want to make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell all the choir people to register. So go to musicandartsglobal.com and register for this forthcoming event. It's just taking place in a couple of weeks' time. The venue is going to be Rock City Church, the Kilburn branch. Family, you want to be there. So, Donna, I want to talk about the choir master classes. That sounds pretty interesting. What can we expect from those in particular? Are you going to be imparting and nurturing just the choir leaders, or is it still going to be the mass choir? Just tell us a little bit about that.
It will be the mass choir. We're doing like main sessions. So it would be choir masters, musicians, and singers all in one. We'll be talking about blend. We'll be talking about new choir technology. I have one of my genius friends who started mixing with me many years ago, live sound for me. His name is Armando Fullwood. He created a new device called VenueFlex, and it's a way to boost up the body, the weight, the thickness of your choir live without the feedback. So he has this new technology called VenueFlex. He's going to introduce that to everyone. It's something that people over here are going crazy over, and you could use it not on the choir, you can use it on orchestras. So it's a really new technology. We're going to do that. I'm going to be talking about blend, how I approach blend, how I approach getting sound out of your choir, how to get the richness that I think that people want, how to expand the sound. Also, giving people ideas of how to take your choir beyond just the four walls of the church, because choir is for everybody. It's broader than that. And I wanted to push people to experiment with choir and dance theater, choir and fashion, choirs are closing fashion shows now. The biggest designers, they're letting that be the finale presentation. So just all of the things that we can do with choir and TV, choir and film, choir and brands and products. We want to talk about a little bit about that. Most importantly, it's a gathering. It's coming together to network, to socialize, to create new friends, new relationships. And then we're going to do on Saturday night what I call an unplugged concert choir rehearsal, where everything that we run through, we're going to run it that night with an audience, and we're just going to sing it. And I got so many guests, and like I said, I got an all-star band coming. We're going to have a good time.
That is incredible. I also want to find out, are we perchance going to record a song during the event? I mean, we can't all come together and not record something.
I can't say it right yet.
Okay. All right. Okay, we'll keep that one.
Okay.
Family,
when I know, I'll make sure you know. And if I know before then, you can put it out there.
Okay, great. So we're going to keep that one under wraps. Family, we're talking about the forthcoming Music and Arts Global taking place right here in London, 27th to the 29th of April. Registration, go to musicandartsglobal.com. You want to be there, all choir leaders or worship directors, music directors. It's going to be a great time. Let's all gather together. Let's come and glean. Let's come together with Lift One Voice and just, learn so much from each other, pretty much. Choirs from around the globe are going to be coming, choir leaders, and they're going to be people teaching us from around the globe. So you definitely want to be there. As I said earlier on, Bonnie Morgan is going to be there. He's one of UK Gospel's favorite choir directors. And speaking of UK Gospel, I always ask any international artist or international, recording artist, worship leader, singer, songwriter, I always ask them this question. I'm going to put you on the spot, and I pray you don't embarrass yourself. So, which UK gospel choir, because you're a choir director, I'm going to ask you about choirs. Which UK gospel choir are you currently listening to or excited about?
Oh, I would say I'm excited about Volney, Morgan, and New, but I listen to the Kingdom Choir, and I listen to my friend Basil Mead in the LCGC.
Okay.
So I gave you three.
I'm going to cut you there because some American artists cannot even list one. So that's pretty cool.
Because I know them, they're good friends of mine. I just actually saw Miss Karen a few weeks ago while they were touring here in the States. Actually, they came to a theater that's like literally 2 blocks away from where I live. So I surprised them. They didn't know I was coming, and I was in the audience, and we got a chance to just share and laugh and talk. I love the Kingdom Choir, but I love my friends in the UK just in general. So yeah.
Now, you spoke about theatre. I do know that you do quite a bit of theatre work as well. Last year, I do remember you did a big theatre production.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because I think you also spoke about, taking choir music and gospel music outside of the 4 walls of the church. I think that theatre music, I guess taking choir music outside of the 4 walls of the church, is not as popular yet, right here in the UK. So how do you think we can change our mindset just to recognize that there's so much more that we can give to mainstream? How do you think we can change our mindset? I mean, just embrace that.
Well, I think it's about really, anything about creativity is about taking risk and doing something new. And usually you put different things from one thing from this place, one thing from this place in a pot, and you come up with something new. I say that taking the choir and putting it into the theater gives the choir a way to reach an audience that only comes to the theater. Because the one thing about gospel music is it is faith-based, it is for the church, but it's also an art form. I tell everybody, the choir in the church is like a non-accredited conservatory for creatives. It's giving you, like I said, the best musicians, the best singers in the world. And knowing that, I'm also on a pedestal to make sure people understand that gospel music is also an art form, like jazz, like opera, like pop music, and to respect it as such. We did the same kind of study and training that anybody else did. It was in the church, but it's the same. And really, honestly, the best people out here got their training there. So I think that when you take it to the theater and when you take it to different concert arenas, to opera houses, I'm doing a concert in next week actually with the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra. It's me and my team with a 150 voice choir and a full orchestra. I'm doing 50 minutes of my music from my catalog, and the whole community is coming, not just the church community, but the theater community, the symphony community, putting them all in the same room and learning how to sing to them. Music is universal. It goes for everybody. You just have to learn the presentation for different audiences. And I think when you take the choir out of the church, you learn another way to present the choir where it still honors gospel music. It still keeps you true to your faith and your belief, but it also presents the art for just a wider range of people.
So we're going to be learning so much at the forthcoming Music and Arts Global. We're going to learn about how to take music, choir music, outside of the four walls of the church. We're going to learn about blend. We're going to learn about this interesting new technology that you spoke about. I actually think that even pastors are going to be interested in that new technology, applying it in their services. So family, this event is taking place from the 27th to the 29th of April. Please do register at musicandartsglobal.com. You definitely want to be there. Thursday is going to be a global choir session with Donald Lawrence and friends. There's also going to be a choir master classes. On Friday, there's going to be a global choir session with Donald Lawrence and friends. They're going to be choir musician master classes. So if you're a musician, please do come along as well. There's going to be a choir showcase hosted by none other than UK gospel favorite Bonnie Morgan. Plus, he's going to be featuring some international choirs as well. And then on Saturday, there's going to be a finale, a global choir session with Donald Lawrence and friends. And there's going to be a finale concert featuring special guests and family. If you're there, you're going to be singing too, because we're going to be one massive mighty choir. I'm really excited for this. This is definitely, it's the first of its kind here in the UK. And I love the fact, we're so grateful that you decided to do this right here in London.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Before I do let you go, I want you to just encourage people, just speak to a choir director who may feel slightly disillusioned. Speak to, just speak and encourage someone.
Okay. Well, I would like to just speak to everyone. It's paths that I've taken. It's a road that I've been on, road that I may get past and get on again. A lot of times as life moves on and things don't happen as fast as you want them or feel like they're not happening at all, you tend to lose faith. But what I want people to be encouraged is don't let what you see to affect what you know. If you know that God has promised you something, just because you don't see it right now doesn't mean it is not going to happen. One thing can happen overnight that will just change your life. And I still do believe it gets greater later. So if it hasn't happened yet, stop putting God in time. God gave us faith so that it overrides time. Faith steps above time. It can take 20 years and turn it into 1 minute. And the thing that takes somebody else 20 years to get to, you can get there in 1 minute. That's what faith will do to time. So if I can encourage everybody, don't give up on your dreams and don't let time make you doubt your dreams. And don't let your dreams be subject to time. God knows what he gave you. Hold on to the promise. And again, you got to see it before you see it. And don't allow what you see right now to affect what you know God has promised you.
And that's a prophecy right there. Now, I know I did say that was the final question. I've got one last question for you. I want you to give us 3 reasons why we need to be at the Global Music and Arts event, why we need to be at this choir gathering. 3 reasons.
Okay. One, because I want you to be there. I want to see you and I want you to see me and I want to be able to speak to you. And I want people from all over to see how London really does it. Second, I think that it would inspire you if you have gotten rid of your choir to go back and pull your choir back together and understand the importance of choir beyond the singing, that the community and the family of choir. I think that's two. Three, to come and experience the stories behind the song, some of the songs that you love. I'm really excited that I have my friend Jeffrey LaValle, who is an icon here, great musician, songwriter, who wrote the song Revelations 19 and 1. Most people know it from Kanye West Choir, Sunday service singing, as well as Maverick City Choir singing it. But the writer is actually coming to teach the song. So you'll get to experience the guy who actually wrote the song, hear the story behind him writing it, and just unhearing these song stories. I think it will inspire any choir creative to go back, get back to work, and not give up on your dream of choir.
So if you're a choir creative, if you're a pastor, if you're a ministry leader, you want to encourage your teams to register, musicandartsglobal.com. Register and get your tickets. Make sure you are there for the International Choir Gathering. It is literally that. It's not just us here in the UK. Choirs are coming from all across the globe.
Oh, yes.
They're coming from Europe, they're coming from America. So many choirs and artists and just music.